Arise, immortal. It is not the end. It is just the beginning.
What's up, party people? Daniel here, the Lucky Bard. I'm going to be taking a look at Skyforge today. I looked into the game and was very interested in its character creation system. It was a very detailed character creation. You can see me getting the game set up here in the background. I had some issues with it in the beginning. It didn't want to agree with the multi-monitor setup that I've got going on. Eventually I got it settled. I skipped past that chunk of the video and got everything set up. It's a gorgeous game, I have to admit. That's what drew me into it. Graphics were very similar to Black Desert Online. I've not yet tried that game, but I've heard it's died. I started playing around with character creation without any knowledge of the game, just to jump into it and see what's going on. And you'll see me here in a minute getting into the character creation. Like I said, I had some problems with it initially, and so the video is going to be a little bit choppy. I had to jump around. Also, I had dental surgery earlier that day, and you'll notice that I stopped a lot on some of the icons and seemed to get distracted. I apologize for that, but you can see me flipping through the character presets here. I didn't have any audio going because the surgery I couldn't talk very well. My jaw was kind of tore up. But flipping through the presets again here, and it looks really good. You've got several different stances, some aggressive, some demure, some are very strange in my opinion when you're messing around with it. There are a lot of physics built into the character, especially on the female characters, you'll notice very soon. And the facial features are really what drew me to this. And you'll notice right there, it jumped forward. That was one of the spots where I was having trouble with the video. So I'm going to flip through these presets here and just kind of show you what's going on with it. It's a lot more detailed than I expected. You can see some things on the female characters that I don't know are decent, but they're there. And the physics are very, very in-depth. Things jiggle when you barely move the camera. Body parts are very proportionate though, so if you extend the legs, the muscles build up. If you decide to grow the muscles, obviously some of the adipose tissue, the lean gets leaner, kind of comes down. You don't see the six-pack of abs on this girl here. I decided to go for the heftier of the female models, and the presets are all very very detailed. I've noticed that with each face, while you're looking at them, they tend to have a different skin for each one. So say, like you pick one that's got thin lips, you can't change the thickness of the lips. Now you can change the positioning of the mouth, you can change the width of the mouth, you can change the chin, the jaw, the cheeks, the nose, the bridge, eyebrows. You've got a lot of features that you can change on it. You can also change the size of the head. You can change your eye color, lip color is not necessarily lip color, it's a lipstick color, obviously later in the presets that you can go through. Several different hairs. The hair all have physics to them. Really great looking hairstyles. Some of them are a little stiff. Obviously, you can tell there's a lot of product in that hair going on there. But overall, I had a lot of fun just playing with character creation. I have a big problem with character creation because the more options there are, the longer I spend on it. Now, I've shortened this video down, sped up a lot of it. I think I spent about an hour playing with this character, and obviously some of the video got cut out. I like the different hair colors. I wish you could change them a little more, but they're pretty neat. So the and here I'm going back through the face presets again. The skin colors are unique. I kind of like those there. The red ones, it kind of makes it look a little bit like a tiefling from D&D. Somewhat demonic, like some strange heritage they've had in the background. Or you got your, I like to hang out in the library for too much, and I've got really pale skin. Now, they didn't have any red hair, so that was a big thing for me. I don't know why, but I tend to make redheads when I play these games. So I also didn't notice any freckled complexions. Let's see. Now, one of the things, if you slow the video down, or if you stop and pay attention to it, the characters do have micro expressions. You'll see that sometimes your character will clench their jaw, facial muscles will just flutter, they'll stop to have a thought of their own, like I thought of something and the eyes will turn in an odd direction. Now, the camera controls are also very intuitive. Each time you mouse over one of the options, it will jump to that option and turn the camera to a decent position to allow you to jump into where you need to be looking at. So you're not forced to sit there and kind of rotate the camera a little bit. It does it for you. Like right there, you'll notice I go over top of that. I think that was chin. Yeah, that was chin. I go mouse over the chin and it jumps forward so that it goes to a side profile, and you can automatically just start changing the size of the chin, and it's fairly easy to control. Jumping back and forth here, checking out the hairstyles. I'm never satisfied when it comes to character creation. I don't know why, but I love to play with character creation. If there was just a game like, say with The Sims, I spend a lot of time trying to make my character look exactly the way they want them, because obviously I don't look exactly the way I want. I don't feel that I'm a very attractive person. Now, right there, that little icon that shows the little cat ears, I kept flipping through and I was like, well, I don't see any cat ears popping up. Definitely should read that. What that is that if your character has a helmet or a piece of headgear option, it displays that for you, I'm guessing, when you get into the game. Now, I did find out that I could not go back to test this because you cannot recreate your character. Once your character is saved, you only get one character, and you can't delete that character, and you can't request a delete of that character. The character is bound to your email or your Steam account forever. So once you make a character, you're stuck with it. Now, I haven't gotten very far into this, obviously, but I've seen some complaints that people don't want to spend money on the game because you get that one character, and as far as progression goes, well, there's nothing you can do about that. If you want to play with your friends, you have to wait. So if one person gets way ahead in the game, it feels a little clunky that I'm bound to this one character. Now, I understand, yeah, we all have one life in real life, but we play these games to get away from that. It's a bit of catharsis. It allows us to find some release and have a good time. So you probably noticed a moment ago when I was flipping the camera around, it was moving back and forth, that her breasts do jiggle a lot, and those straps on that armor make no sense to me. You'll probably see them here later when I'm working on the running and the stances. Also right here, I sped this up a little bit because I wasn't thinking about it. You really can't see those tattoos very well, so I'm going to flip back and change the hair so you can take a look at these a little bit better. Kept them white so it was easy and obvious to see. I do like some of the ones that have the eyeshadow on them, but they also cover over any makeup on the female character. I had wanted to go back and make a male character to show off here, but again, I could not because you can't have more than one character, and then you can't delete that character to try to create a new one. Well, because obviously there's no way to do that. So if the my.com people are listening, you know, guys, give us an option to change that character around a little bit, please, because it's annoying. I know you probably want to have the microtransaction system to where, say, hey, we want you to pay to change that character. So now this is the part that I do like the most, because one of the things I have issues with when a character is running, sometimes you'll play a game, all the female characters have a demure run. Yes, I'm a guy, I play a lot of female characters, I play the games because that's what I'm going to look at the most. I'm not trying to sit there and stare at something else, like a dude's butt or a woman's butt. It's one of those things that I'm playing the game because I want to play the game for a character. Half the time when I create a female character, it's because I did not like how the male characters look. They're either overly endowed in chest muscles, or when you find out later that their armor, they have shoulder pieces. WoW is especially bad about this, that, like, say with a Tauren male, you can plant a gnome on each one of their shoulders and give them a gun, and that Tauren could be a paladin, and he's got 2 gnomes on his shoulders that are gunning away at people. Or goblins, because I know gnomes don't run around with Tauren. Tauren hunt gnomes all day long. But you notice right here again, demure run versus very aggressive, I'm ready for battle run here. I do have to say that the jiggle physics were curtailed, because when you barely move the camera early on, things want to go all over the place. But right here, you would expect that she'd probably be knocking herself out, because you see it right there again. Just by changing the camera or changing the option of the stance, she's flopping all over the place. And I mean, again, now here you can see the straps over her chest that make no sense. I'm like, how are those things staying there? If she's moving around that much, her armor should be flying off the hinges. So, little bit loss of immersion right there. Again, I wasn't satisfied with the skin. I don't know why, but I flipped around again. It does, when you go back, it jumps you right back to that, so skip back to it. I spent a lot of time kind of just paying attention to the runs. I like the way the facial expressions change as the animations change. And here you can see me, I'm just staring for a while. I'm watching the body, looking for different changes. You can see some clipping in the belt pouches through the arm when she's in the demure stance. Her left arm is definitely clipping there. I can't tell with the right arm. I didn't bother to flip it around too much. The aggressive stance still has the same problem, still clipping through the belt pouches. So I was kind of excited for this game. It seemed like it was going to be a lot of fun to be able to play around with character creation. But again, I was robbed of that later. Tonight, before I started this recording, I was trying to find out how to just delete the character. So I started up the game, and it immediately started me back into the end of the tutorial that you'll see here later on. And here we go, jumping into the prologue.
All right, listen up. We're heading for Ionor. Our mission is to clear the town of enemies and evacuate the civilians. Keep your eyes open and be careful. We're not immortal. Questions? All right then.
Now this has a very Final Fantasy VIII, Final Fantasy VII feel. I love the trains, very detailed. Gonna hop off the train here in a second and talk with my commander. And you can tell that let him talk.
This is Ionor. We received a distress call. The town is being attacked by birds. The town's residents are in hiding. We need to find and evacuate them.
I was saying, you can tell right offhand, the voiceovers aren't that great. They're kind of iffy. But the thing that irks me the most is that the closed captioning word bubbles don't match up to the audio. So they'll be saying one thing, and like he said something along the lines of you know, the birds are attacking. I thought, birds? I'm like, what birds are they talking about here? And he was saying Virds, V-I-R-D-S, but that's not written in the text, so you don't get that from what he's actually saying. So, very simple controls. You spam, you left click, and you attack with a single attack, and then the secondary attack unlocks here. You hold down on your right click, and it swings a large AoE. Pretty devastating. You'll learn later how to do the snap too on the camera. It'll show that in a few moments.
Somebody help me!
And you watch here, the closed captioning doesn't match.
Thank you. I thought they'd tear me apart. When the creatures started coming in, everybody panicked. People screamed, and I ran. The headman told us to go to the barn and barricade ourselves in. And I fell behind when I went to get something from my house.
Now, the other thing I didn't like there was that it looked like he was done talking.
Sound is clear.
Oh, yeah, my camera's talking it. But it looked like he was done talking.
Tell the people
And
they're safe now.
he started back up again. And it's like, well, okay. I mean, if you really want to give me some information, that's great. But maybe if it had indicated that there was going to be a pause or it was just going to jump forward, that would have been really nice. So these are the birds. They're like these giant hamster mouse people, I'm guessing. Like I said, I'm not very far into this. There seems to be some very human antagonists as well. Birds are these mousy looking crazy creatures that, like, this one's crawling out of the ground. It's a big giant one. And the only thing I can think of is Skaven all over again from Warhammer Fantasy and Age of Sigmar. I've got nothing against the Skaven. I like their models. They're a fun army to play, but that's one big rat. I'm not lying. Or rat ogre, whatever you want to call it. I'm mixing up the games here. So the you're kind of trying to fight this guy, and you're like, well, what are these things popping up on the ground? I should probably run over and grab it. And you realize it's a heal, kind of like little potions popping out on Diablo, where you get little health balls popping up. I don't know if it was lag or if that was just me goofing up there, but I did totally miss that one. And I was having some trouble with the camera locking on here. It says to hit F, and it should have locked on. Also, I have no clue what that was running away in the distance. And again, I don't want to be critical, but terrible voiceovers are terrible.
Hey, over there. You can come out.
Come out! It's safe now!
Thank the gods, you got them all!
Thank you. Thank you!
You're our saviors.
We're saved.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We thought it was the end of us.
And it really sounded there like it was one guy trying to change his voice, or they're using some sort of vocalizer to change the pitch of his voice like time and again, but say the same thing, and it's supposed to be representative of 3 different people. Really blows the immersion. This scene here is really good. I mean, it's a little jerky. I don't know why it was like that. Everything else seemed to be pretty fluid, but not gonna lie. You'll see here in a second after I get whomped on. Now these are big old blades, and they're going to town on me. I really should have been in a couple different pieces at that point, but I was pretty whole after getting whooped on for several minutes of mouse guys and cleavers. But I guess they're taking us all back so they can feed their troops. It's kind of grody. Now, you'll probably remember the cutscene from the beginning. You're about to see that again. So the crazy-looking birds there, giant mouse monstrosities. Once again, the voiceovers don't match the words on the screen.
Arise, immortal. It is not the end. It is just the beginning.
Now, I really wanted to see this with a different character, but didn't get that option. So, again, the fighting system was pretty simple. I mean, the tutorial wasn't difficult, but it's telling you how to swing your sword, and there are, I think, 15 different classes. The first 3 that are opened are Paladin, Cryomancer, and Light. What is it? Let's take a look real quick. What's it called now? Hang on. Well, seems I can't remember what it's called. Oh well. Now you can switch between servers to create characters. So say if you were playing on North America,
we have
just gotta talk.
Kill him.
He doesn't have much to say though. He did assume my gender right there. He said him. I don't know if he's blind, or if my character's just not well endowed enough, or if the armor just doesn't reveal enough for him to be able to tell that my character's definitely a woman. But he did say him, and the closed captioning said him. So, sparkly eyes are sparkly. I want to whoop everybody. Now I roasted all the rats in the room. I don't know how this guy survived. It's kind of annoying.
You will pay for that.
I do like his armor though. It's very, very necromancery. The Reaper scythe he's got, it's really cool looking. Very in-depth, very detailed game. I may play it some more. So it looks like he has multiple health bars going on there as it goes down. Very Terra or very oh, can't remember the name of the game now. I'm terrible at remembering the names of things. I'm terrible at remembering the names of people too. So I'm gonna get whooped here real quick because I'm not sure why, but I decided that it was smart to stand in front of this guy and stand in the fire. And by stand in the fire, I mean little necromantic arms trying to pull my pants off. They were trying to drag me down to hell, I guess. But definitely screwed this part up because I'm just standing there, and they're really beating on me, and I'm just like, it's okay, I can stand in the fire forever. Now, of course, it resets the encounter, so you gotta start over. It doesn't make you do the scene again, thankfully. But all you gotta do is fight this guy. He'll get a little bit of reinforcements, burn through his health bars, and then you're done. Pretty much that's all there is to the tutorial. It's gonna have a little bit of scene change here again. Some guys are gonna run in. You'll see it in just a second. But all in all, from the tutorial, I don't think I got a good feel of really what this game is about. I didn't learn anything story-wise. I don't know what's going on at all. All I know is I've got some chick talking in my head saying, hey, you're immortal. Get back in there and get in the fight. So obviously you really got to delve into the story and stick with it. But if you're not satisfied with your character, the moment you click that accept button, when you choose your name, you are done. You will not get another chance unless you want to switch to a server outside of the US. And alright, looks like I got him. And my boss is like, hey, we figured out where you're at. We have no clue where you are, but we figured out where you're at. So they're gonna march in here, save me from the evil guys that I've already killed. And the interface is a little wonky. I thought it was going to give me the option to interact, but instead I just jumped like a goober.
You killed so many monsters. Birds thought you were dead. Couldn't they smell you? And you don't have a scratch on you. You must be immortal. You were born under a lucky star. Come on, it's my duty to bring you to Alienar now.
I hate to say it right there. The little mini-map is definitely breaking the immersion again. Leaving a mini-map during a cutscene is sloppy. It's a simple little thing. You notice this cutscene, the mini-map's not there.
Look at that. The capital in all its beauty. Nothing else like it.
Yep, we're lucky. Not every day you meet an immortal.
Immortal, really?
Why don't you find out?
Zip it. Have some respect.
Okay, prep for arrival. Almost there.
Honestly, I don't know if the scene was going to be different there if I was playing a male character, because they were definitely crushing on me kind of hard. They wanted to do something with me, I'm sure, the way they were looking at my backside. But that's pretty much it, guys. That was the tutorial. That was the character creation. And we'll cut it there. So, hope you enjoyed. If you like what you saw, give me a like, subscribe, drop some comments, tell me I'm crazy and full of it, and this game is the greatest thing in the world. And if it's not, well, you can tell me that it's not the greatest game in the world. So I'll probably give it a try again here in the future. I don't think I'll be jumping back into it very soon. It is 18 gigs on the download, but, I'll probably have to put something in to really put some time into it to really give it a try and see if I can get into it, but I don't think I'll be playing this much more. So, thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.